What inspired you to build BestStar Holding Group as a global integrated system?
I realized, in a way, the world doesn't lack solutions.
What's the scope of work of BestStar?
We are at the end 10 divisions. One of the main points was also that we created globally.
Why did you choose a multi-country structure like Netherlands, Switzerland, Ireland?
Every country has, and especially the continents, but every country has its very typical possibilities.
Africa is a major focus. What opportunities do you see there?
I think the biggest importance is for Africa. Africa is most of the time misunderstood.
What potential do you see in Gwadar for global logistics and trade?
Well, Gwadar has a lot of positive points. One of the things is, of course, it's one of the most largest possible ports in the world as a deep sea port because it's natural on the ocean.
This is Sher Afzal, the founder, the chairman of Global CEO Club Private Limited. It's a mega platform for the business community to get alliance all over the world for enhancement for the, or in other words, for the promotion for the growth of businesses. Global CEO Club has diversified business segments, which I would be discussing during this session, a podcast. Today, we have invited very diligent, very enthusiastic personality leader, Mr. Dr. Arthur Kurt. And I'm very grateful to you, sir. You joined us for having this wonderful session. And ultimately, this would be for the growth of businesses all over the world. So thank you so much once again. And I request Mr. Professor to introduce yourself, your vision, your businesses to the audience of Global CEO Club. Thank you so much once again.
Thank you very much. I'm very happy for this invite so that, again, a wider public can maybe get to know and also our visions. First of all, maybe my apologies because my voice is a little bit sore. I have been a lot speaking in the last days, but I am ready to reply any of your questions. And I can, of course, say I hope that it will be interesting for everybody who is listening, and especially also for you. I thank you and for your initiative, because I think it's important, especially from that part of the world. We not see very often people who are really active to try and bring people together. And that's something what I really like, because it's also one of my main points, trying to bring as much as possible people together.
Thank you so much, boss. We continue formally. What inspired you to build BestStar Holding Group as a global integrated system?
Well, I think I realized, in a way, the world doesn't lack solutions. What I saw, we lack connections between them. So it's not the solutions only, no, the connection between them. And BestStar was never about building a company. It was about building a system that connects what in fact already exists. Because what I did was a lot of companies, a lot of interesting technologies bringing together to in fact make the connection, just what you like also to do with your CEO Club.
Thank you so much. Global CEO Club audience wants to learn about BestStar Holding Group in detail. What's the scope of work of BestStar?
Oh, that's a very large part, because when I mention bring together, we are at the end 10 divisions. So we have agriculture, BestStar agriculture, we have BestStar energy, we have BestStar mobility, we have BestStar habitat, we have BestStar finance. So I could continue to mention all of them, but 10 divisions who all have their specific importance, because as a combination, we can bring a total solution for many of the aspects. And one of the main points was also that we created globally. So we have a mother company in the Netherlands, or a parent company, with 6 holding companies in every continent, and then downwards. In each of the continent, we start to grow more and more and more, to at the end, I hope that we can be really practically, let's say, in 150 to 160 countries. We are good on the way. We are now in 68 countries active, and I hope we grow.
Thank you so much. It's an excellent work being done by you, boss. And I must appreciate your relentless efforts towards the growth of community, towards the growth of humanity. So I'm very thankful to you once again. How did your journey evolve from strategy to global execution across continents?
Well, across continents, I think it evolved on the ground. It is project by project, country by country. It's what I said already a little bit before. And I think you learn very quickly, because strategy only has a value if it works in the reality. So it's building step by step. Yeah. And I think that's the most important.
Thank you so much. What defining moment shaped your leadership philosophy?
Um, I think the most important thing for me, together we are strong. And I do not see that only as a slogan, I see it as a necessity. Because in the today world, I see isolation is a weakness, and collaboration is the survival. We don't collaborate enough. And I do not see any company as a concurrent. I see them as a possible partner. And like this, I do the same with other countries, with other people, with everything what, yeah, more or less we can say exists on our human planet.
Very wonderful, sir. As you know, I must say that you are a big leader, big entrepreneur, because you are leading 160 countries of the world. Okay, and your presence is very fantastic as a successful businessman. I'm very grateful to you again that you joined this session, and we are having very wonderful business ideas, business visions with the audience of Global CEO Club and the world, and the world also. Thank you so much, sir. Uh, you say together we are strong. What does that mean in today's fragmented world?
Well, two small points here which I want to say. We are not yet on 160 countries. We are active in about 68 countries. We want to achieve at least 160. So I have another at least around 100 to go, but I'm sure it can work. And I think the thing is important to say the geopolitical tensions that won't disappear by words or through words. But when nations cooperate, cooperate on the real needs, food, water, energy, the trust begins to grow naturally. And I think that is one of the most important things, to create trust under all these places where we are working, because that is a big luck. It's a big luck to do that, and I feel happy with it. And I believe, if we see today there is so much lack on food, on energy, on places in the world, there is so much work to do, but together we can do it.
Wonderful ideas. Wonderful idea, wonderful efforts. I must appreciate. We continue our journey. What role does leadership play in building trust between nations?
Well, I think the most important thing is here, leadership must act as a bridge, not representing ego or ideology, but long-term stability and fairness. And I see our structure, if I see it globally, we are intentional like this. The Netherlands for government, Switzerland for protection, Ireland, for example, for flows, and each element is creating a balance and resilience. And I think that is the shortest answers I could give, because otherwise, about this theme, I could talk 3 hours.
Oh, thank you so much. Now we move forward. That is global strategy. Why did you choose a multi-country structure like Netherlands, Switzerland, Ireland?
Well, in a way, I gave there already a little bit an answer. So you must see every region has its strengths. And I see when it's the same, like I said, together we are strong. So every country has, and especially the continents, but every country has these very typical possibilities. So therefore, like I said, Netherlands is a governance. Switzerland, everybody know, oh, it's protection. They are for human rights. They are very strict on laws, especially protection on um, intellectual property and other things. When we combine it, and that's where we build, we choose also Mauritius, because Mauritius, it connects continents, not just geographically, but culturally, economically, and it allows us to operate globally without being locked into a system. And we try to build global in every region. We are there for a specific reason, because it's important that you can combine the strength, the weakness. So where we know that it's by our analysis and feeling the best to be for a specific field, that's why we choose the countries.
Thank you so much, Big Boss, once again. And Global CEO Club is a platform for creating alliance as a bridge uh, among the business communities. It's for B2B, it's for B2G, and it's for G2G to create alliances among all of the nations all over the world. And As I said, that when there is a business, there is a humanity. When there is no business, there is no humanity. And because businesses support the humanity, and when the businesses earn, they ultimately support the humanity, whatever the mod is. So we continue our discussion. What makes Mauritius a strategic global executive hub in your purview?
Well, we um, well, in the first place, Mauritius, many people doesn't know, but Mauritius is a very strong hub, in fact, in the financial world, already very long. One of the reasons why we choose it also is Mauritius has, for example, no military. There is no Ministry of Defense. They have no army. They are pretty far away in the Indian Ocean. So there is no reason for any country in the world to interfere there or to go for attacking or fighting or whatever, because for what they should go there? There is nothing special. On the other hand, very clever, and since long, Mauritius have created very interesting contracts as a country, collaborations. That means you have many double taxation agreements, many free trade agreements, arrangements, and long-term collaboration between many African countries. So it's a perfect hub for, let's say, anyone who wants to jump, if I call the word jumping, to any of the African continents, because they have very good collaborations, flexible systems for inviting people in meetings. If we have many African countries, it's very difficult, for example, to invite them to Europe, to our headquarters in the Netherlands, or to some of our production facilities in Germany or other countries, because we have Schengen visa. Schengen visa is not easy. They are flexible in many ways, but many African countries, not only African countries, many countries are not easy to accept people. Mauritius is very flexible and very open for every nation. And I think that was one of the main reasons why we have chosen Mauritius as a global hub for our operative management.
Thank you, sir. I must appreciate your vision to be present in the whole world. How do you manage operations across 60 plus countries effectively?
Well, I think the most important is I do not control everything centrally. Like I said, we have 6 continents where we have offices. I have regional CEOs, regional people. And the only thing I try to do is I align globally, but I try to empower locally. So align it globally, but empower it locally, because I see that is the only way to, across many countries, you can operate very effectively. And you should give enough also flexibility to the local management and to the people with who you work, to give them trust. I hear, for example, you say all the time, boss. I am global executive chairman. I am a humble person, and everybody knows me very simple as Arthur. All my staff, everybody, well, maybe they will say Dr. Arthur. Some people even only say, well, professor. But everybody, I'm simple Arthur. Because when I come in the factory, or I'm talking now to the CEO, or I'm talking to the foreman, or I'm talking with the person who drives with the forklift, I guarantee For 90%, I will know each of the people in every country by name. And that is in the same way you need to understand as a boss. Everybody has the same value. The same value. There is for me no difference between the shoemaker and the prime minister, because we all need each other. It's about respect. And if you give respect to each of the people, you get the respect back. I don't ask respect. The people respect me for who I am. And I think that is the important thing, the same way how you control. So give trust and let them do locally, because they know the mentality. What do I know how they think in Japan? Of course, today I know because I was there. I know your country, Pakistan. I know the difference. And believe me, I know the difference between Lahore, between Islamabad, and between Peshawar. I know very well how the people thinking. And if we go down to Balochistan, downwards to Gwadar, you again coming with another mentality. So, but give the trust to the people. Tell them, yes, you can work, but we have one vision and align it globally. So collaboration together. If there is something, ask to the other one, work together.
Thank you so much, sir. Uh, we move for Africa and emerging markets. Africa is a major focus. What opportunities do you see there?
Well, I think the biggest importance is for Africa. Africa is most of the time misunderstood. It is not a future opportunity. It's all happening now and already now happening. Too many things we have done. Myself, I'm coming around 35 years in Africa. The problematic in most of the countries is exactly knowing how they think, how they feel. So the only way to do that, going there, talk to the people, try to speak even their language, and yeah, understand that everybody is different and can be different. And if we learn from these differences, then we can very easily collaborate. Africa is very often misunderstood, and the people too. And that's the same also for the Africans. One of the most important things I think I could say, stop talking about colonialism. Stop talking about 60 years ago, 50 years ago, 100 years ago. Yes, we did mistakes. And many people did mistakes. Like this, we could talk about the slavery in the 1400s and in the 1600s. Stop it. Of course, I know that we have given excuses. My country, Belgium, oh, we were the worst with DRC, Democratic Congo. My old King Leopold, he have killed millions of people. He took the DRC of today, he took it as his private property. But even the today king of my country, last year he apologized officially in the country to the people. But I believe the Africans also need to stop and accuse all the time all the others. Look to yourself. Stop the corruption. Stop to be whatever and work together. So see that you are not misunderstood, because everything is happening now. They have got everything, if we call it like that, from God. Water, trees, nature. They could feed the world 20 times, but regretfully, the world need to feed Africa still, because no production, no nothing.
Thank you
There
so
is,
much.
of course, and it's done.
Yeah, thank you so much. You carry a very big vision, and you are in the whole world. And uh, I appreciate and pray that your presence in the whole world should be maintained and should be sustained. Thank you so much once again. We continue. What's your long-term vision for Africa's role in the global economy?
Well, I think, and I would not only say Africa, I would say also other. I think developing nations, they have an advantage because they can skip, and they should skip outdated systems and go directly into modern integrated solutions. And that's a little bit the same what I said before. Africa is very often misunderstood. So um, there is so much possible. And especially for Africa, Africa have, of course, a huge importance. They have a lot of people, many young people. Europe is getting old, China getting old, Africa getting old. We have not enough workers anymore. Still, there is this barrage from, well, we don't accept people, but I believe Africa will becoming strong and a self-sustained partner in the global economy, not dependent, but equal. And it should be built together.
Thank you so much, sir. We move for Pakistan and Gwadar. What potential do you see in Gwadar for global logistics and trade?
Oh, well, Gwadar has a lot of positive points. One of the things is, of course, it's one of the most largest possible ports in the world as a deep sea port because it's natural on the ocean. And I see it has an enormous strategic potential because it can become a bridge between regions who are at the moment disconnected. So it can be in many, many ways used. As you will know, China have invested a lot of money in infrastructure in Pakistan. Now, it's maybe not nice that they use it at the moment, but I'm gonna say it anyhow. You see the problematic what is happening at the moment with the Strait of Hormuz, just here beside me, because as you know, at the moment I'm in Abu Dhabi. So we have very close by from me, in fact, is that famous street. You see the effect on the world, it's enormous. So in the same way, we have the Strait of Malacca, and we have a few other where still are pirates active, by the way. There are some other places when we come from the far China. So I see it as very interesting that Gwadar has the possibility with almost, I would say, the old Silk Road, the old connections to the east, far than to China, but not only China, all the connections further on and downwards from the open sea. Well, you have the advantage. You can straight away say we go through the Cape, yeah, through the good Cape around Africa, which at present they already do because there is another very sensible place. It's exactly that very narrow entrance on the Red Sea, what go to the Suez Channel. Well, the Houthis are there and they are not very happy all the time too. They disturb already a few times the traffic. So if that traffic will close and we have still the Hormuz who is closed, we are blocked and the goods from China cannot go through Gwadar. Easy, quick down, and with the ship immediately to the rest of the world because you have all the connections. So that's strategic and important point.
Wonderful, sir. How can Pakistan benefit from partnerships with global platforms like BestStar?
Well, I think Pakistan can benefit greatly. What I see a little bit what is missing in Pakistan, it requires stability. It requires, well, certain structures. And what I see and what I hope it can change, Pakistan also require long-term partnerships, trust, working together. And I believe, because also myself, I coming to Pakistan since the early 1990s, that's already quite some time also. So I have seen all kind of different things. I saw the suicide bombings where I went to help as a rescuer in the 90s, and I have seen. Now I'm very happy to see Peshawar, for example, a pretty modern city. We see really good streets, bridges, everything, and we see that all over Pakistan. I think, and I'm talking now, maybe not for everybody the same way pleasant. I think that Pakistan needs a little bit less military control and more open control from a mixture out of the whole society. Just like I say in many countries, we need to collaborate together and we should share power. So if we do it together, we can do. And I am sure we also, as BestStar, we have several ideas, and not only ideas, we are already busy with doing things in Pakistan, and we're going to do more. Decentralized energy, agriculture project, housing. Um, and I believe that kind of partnerships and with people with who we work together. I know, for example, look, Pakistan is incredible good quality honey. I give only one little thing here. Honey, wonderful honey. But I do not find honey of Pakistan in Europe almost. Where? Nowhere. And in Europe, we have no bees anymore. The nature is broke. We are fighting in Switzerland, in Belgium. We have unions, even from the government, the organizations of the imkers and of the people who look on the bees. They do, because we have several other influence who destroy, but it's not all. I know Pakistan have so many good quality potatoes, vegetables, especially the valleys. So from agriculture point, it can be play very important. But what I would advise to many of the people, also the agriculture people in Pakistan, the market is not direct Europe for that. No, the market is Middle East and the market is Asia, your own region. And don't start to mix everything. Focus on a few very interesting products in which you know you are strong. And I think that is good. And then my message would be simple: create trust, ensure transparency, and the world will come. And so will be all your region.
Thank you, sir. You have very dramatic vision and enthusiasm. We move for innovation and technology. How do biofertilizers and sustainable technologies fit into your global model?
Well, I believe in many ways we must shift from extraction to regeneration. So many of the things we are doing, yeah, not only extraction, but regeneration. So biofertilizers, we have created some of them, and then mainly we have created leaf fertilizers, only made from natural materials, no chemistry coming into it. So we're going back to the nature. And I believe everything what are sustainable systems, they are not optional. No, they are essential. And I believe by going to everything what is the nature, I believe God, or if you want to say Allah or Buddha or whatever religion you have, the creator of this Mother Earth, have created everything in the nature. Like I believe also as a medical doctor, I believe for every disease is a solution created in the nature. And therefore, as much as we can, people use today concrete to build houses. But do you know that hemp and mud was used 500 years ago, and this house is still standing, but the concrete after 100 years, 120 years is destroying. And not because of the concrete, because of the iron in it. But it's a long story, but I believe we should try as much as we can to use the nature and to create with the nature.
Thank you, sir. What's the future of modular construction and decentralized systems?
Um, well, I think a short answer here: fast, flexible, scalable, and especially in regions where time and resilience matter. So I believe that is the shortest answer I could give to that.
Okay, thank you. We move for decentralized systems. Can you explain your decentralized systems concept in simple terms?
Well, I think decentralization means bringing solutions closer to people. So smaller systems connected globally and therefore centralized, because if we see in many places the problematics are exactly there. We see it now. See with the energy. Oh, Strait of Hormuz block. The people start having trouble, the oil price, this. If you created much more decentralized solutions for all that, there wouldn't be the problem. So, and this is the same for food, where Pakistan can be an important role because they can create a lot of local food. So decentralized, um, bringing closer solutions to the people and connected with each other.
Thank you, sir. Education and legacy is our next chapter for discussion. What's the vision behind Dodo programs?
Well, that would be a long explanation, and I do not gonna use that today. Therefore, we could one day decide eventually to do even a podcast about education and legacy. But in brief words, the Dodo programs is in fact something what was created on the facts and the history of a friend and a colleague, Professor Jeffrey Lipman, and his colleague Maurits Strong, the former United Nations Secretary of Environmental Program. He was the founder, in fact, of the environmental program. Maurits Strong, a Canadian businessman. He regretfully passed away, of course, very old, in his 80s in 2015. We choose the dodo as the bird who is extinguished from Mauritius as a typical example. Look, because we didn't save, we didn't care enough for Mother Nature, we didn't care about animals, about things. So the dodo for kids as well, we have the dodo for peace, and we have the Dodo for climate-friendly travel, are programs about awareness, teaching responsibility, sustainability, and I would say global thinking early, because I am just the opposite from some politicians in this world who think only first on their country, but not that together we should build.
Thank you, sir. Our next section is leadership and human capital. You compare leadership to an orchestra. Can you elaborate on that?
Yes, well, I would say I express it always like that. Leadership is like an orchestra, a symphonic orchestra, or a jazz, or a big band, or any music group, because you don't play every instrument. And me, as a leader, I call myself, I'm the conductor, because I try to create harmony. That's the shortest answer I think I can tell that.
Thank you, sir. How do you manage multi generational teams effectively. As you have already mentioned few points related with this.
Yeah, total.
Yeah,
Uh, I'm a strong believer of different generation because different generations bring different strengths. Wisdom and innovation must work together, not against each other. So here is the answer itself, because the different generations, they're bringing different strengths, different views, different wisdom, different knowledge. And the younger people maybe will be more innovative. So the wisdom and innovation, they need to work together. And the elder people, they have the experience, they have the thing. This is where I see, and I regret a lot. Modern internet, wonderful. Computers, wonderful. Smartphone, oh, excellent. But many kids today, they even do not think anymore. What they say, if I ask them a question, oh, let me Google. Yeah, or let me do. So therefore, I want and I insist that elder people and young people are there. And by putting them in a real team, so I can assure you, in our BestStar, the youngest people are around 18, and the eldest we still have who is active is 93. Of course, he's not active like the others, but he's still full with capacity, is following, he gives ideas, he's happy when he's sitting. And we have a whole group of excellent people in their 70s and 80s, and they giving all their knowledge, they're giving their, yeah, what they knew, what they have lived. So even now with all the wars in the thing, if you let and you listen to them, you hear so many solutions that is. And I think a global leader today, they need integrity, resilience, vision, and the ability for truly listening. I don't want to say names here, but a lot of big leaders and presidents in this world, they first should try to listen to the people, and then speak and use their ego. Yeah. So a global leader, uh, regretfully, I see too many who are today global leaders, and for me, they shouldn't deserve to be a global leader. They should listen, they should work, they should be integer and work together, not separate things, work together.
thank you, sir. Thank you. What are the key qualities our global leader should have today?
Well, I almost have answered that already. So I think the most important is integrity also. Very integrity and resilience, because they need to resist on many things, influences. Don't let you influence from someone. Many people, today, fake news, fake this, that. Therefore, you need to have a team of trust. And if I would be a president or in a government, I guarantee you, I would have group, a youth group from 18 to 30 who I would have in my government, and I would have in every age, and like that, try to balance and yeah, to understand what is going on.
Thank you, sir. Before conclusion, what's your ultimate mission for the next 10, 20 years? As you have big leaders in your team, like 93 years old, 70 to 80 years old, definitely we would survive and we would grow.
Well, first of all, I would say to young people and young entrepreneurs, don't chase money. Solve, solve real problems. The rest will follow. I know everybody is chasing money. You will maybe remember, you look for your biggest love or your big. If you chase it, it don't come. It will come one moment, boom, it's there. The same is with solutions and with money. If you need money, you will come on the person who will have it, or on the people with who you can put it together. And I think personally, my mission for the next decades, and that's really my full thought and my meaning. I want to build systems that brings stability, sustainability, and cooperation across the world, because I truly am convinced that this is needed.
Thank you, sir. Before winding up our today's session, I would like to share your views regarding Global CEO Club's strengths uh, and the possibilities to penetrate into the whole world.
Well, uh, I think, at the end, everything comes down to one simple truth. Together, we can build a future that works for everyone. And I believe that this is a very important point, because um, I see too many things and too many people, everything individually. Of course, individual, wonderful, great. And I support even every initiative where I can. I stimulate the people anywhere, young people. I don't stop them. But I am convinced, look, when I have not all these people around me, I would not have BestStar. I would not have anything. I would be still most likely the same person. But because I try to put people together, they're calling me the walking computer. And I have learned, I very often have said, not in the university I've learned the most. The most I have learned from my travel, and I have learned from the most simple people. The man in the village who don't have solutions or have no money, he told me how he made clean water with filter, with stones and little sand. So I didn't learn that in the university. It was a man, and I learned from indigenous Indians in Peru and in Ecuador about healing, about certain diseases by which they were healing people. And like that, I am convinced that if we listen to each other and we not are only greedy and we separate the thing. So I always see also very important in whatever we do, whatever we talk, is it beneficiary for everyone? So if you have 5 people, see that all 5 are happy. If you have 10 people, see that all 10 are happy. And therefore, I think it's very important also for the future, for everyone. Try to do whatever you do that you feel it's beneficiary for each of us. So, and if everybody, then I am the biggest and the most happy person, because happiness at the end starts from inside. I see so many people sad and depressed and they always, oh, if you have talked to us, oh, Arthur, we feel again so good. And then I say, but why you don't do it yourself? Be happy with yourself, satisfy about what you do, even small thing. Be happy on the smallest things you have achieved today. And every step is one in the good direction. It's in an improvement for the future.
Thank you, sir. Uh, I must say that it's a big achievement for the Global CEO Club that we are together today. And we are having your vision, your notions for the betterment of the business community, for the growth, for the sustainability. So thank you so much once again. And it was a very pleasant session that we had. And I'm very grateful to you that you spared some time and we had a wonderful session. Thank you, sir.
So thank you the same for you, or I would say shukriya. And I see it as really important too that we have the opportunity, and I am very thankful and humble that you gave, let's say, the platform to me, because I know that there will be much more people able to listen through YouTube or the other channels where you have this podcast going. And I believe that is important how more young people and anyone can listen to certain ideas which I express, and you, of course, bring it also to the people. And I have listened a few of the interviews in the podcast from very interesting other people. So I can only tell to you and encourage you, continue and see that you bring regularly a lot of people, because that is exactly what I do. Connect people and build brick by brick, step by step. And that's exactly what you do. You bring people together. So many thanks to you. Have a wonderful evening, and I look forward to meet us in person.
Thank you, boss. Have a nice time. Have a nice time. Bye bye.
Thank you.